Halloween Town movie, and I transformed into a monster in that one. And that was fun. I still have that monster mask. Yeah. I know, it was a good one.
What was your favorite scene in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
My favorite scene was probably the scene in the sewer with the turtles when I wake up and there's like a rat head and 4 turtles there. But part of what was really fun about that scene, and I'll never forget it, was, right? So we're shooting, and there's something called your eye line. And so they like to keep your eye line, nobody's in your eye line. So if I'm looking out here, I won't suddenly see a body there. Well, Jim Henson was standing in my eye line. So here I am shooting, and it's like Mr. Sesame Street himself is standing there. And that was pretty cool. And I had that moment, like, you know when you're talking to somebody, but your brain is screaming, so you're like having 2 conversations at once? And it was like, oh my God, that's Jim Henson, that's Jim Henson. And it was like, Judith, you're shooting a movie. You're in the scene. Like, pay attention to what you're doing. It's like you can't be in 2 places at once. And I waited until the scene was over, and then I got a chance to like, hello, Mr. Henson, it's so nice to meet you.
What are some funny bloopers you did or saw while on set with any movie or film?
I have to say, there were lots of good I did a series called Big Love on HBO, and it was quite a fun cast, and we always had a great, we always had a great blooper reel. HBO had the best parties. Oh Lord, if you ever get to go to an HBO party, go. And I'm sure now it's been supplanted by Netflix parties. But Bill Paxton was hilarious, and we had some really funny ones. When I did Nashville, I think they did an entire blooper reel of me just swearing. Just swearing away, just I'm very playful at work, so there's always a blooper reel with me doing something in it. Yeah.
So a lot of your roles have been like empowering for the young artist, actress that's trying to
I don't know if they've been. I think they maybe weren't written that way, but you know how you bring your spirit and your vibe into everything that you do. So I think you just bring it in with you, and I think that I'm always looking for with a character, even the most diabolical of characters, like villains never think they're villains. They always think what they're doing is the right thing to do, even though it could be like, in what universe are you not? It was actually Anthony Hopkins played Hitler, and he was like, I had to figure out a way to understand, because he wasn't thinking he was a bad guy. He was thinking he was a good guy, but he was such a bad guy. He was like the worst bad guy. And so it was like, you can't play the bad guy. You always have to play. I learned a long time ago, when you're acting, it's the same thing with improv. You always say yes. Yes and. Like if you're doing it, the way to kill an improv scene is somebody asks you a question, you go, no. End of the scene. You say yes and blah, 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 blah. So it's the same thing with being an actor. You just have to find the positive choice. And like Halloween Town, I started off, I was like a mom who didn't let her kids do magic. I had to figure out like how to be okay with that, because I would have been a mom like, yes, let's do magic. And the way my workaround was, the reason that I'm not letting them do magic is because I'm trying to protect them, because if people knew my kids were witches, they would take them from me, put them under a microscope, dissect them, and figure out what made them witches. And so I loved them so much, I had to protect them. So it's those kinds of workarounds.
What kind of inspiration can you give to someone's trying to get into acting?
2 things. You have to believe it's possible. No matter where you come from, no matter, you don't know anybody, You have to believe that it is possible. And then you look at people, the impossible people who have become really talented actors who, like, they didn't have connections, they maybe weren't the right size, shape, color, ethnicity, age, height, any of those things. You just have to believe that it's possible. The second thing that you must do is you've got to be a champion for yourself. Sugar Ray Leonard said, a champion is someone who believes in themselves when no one else will. And there's going to be many times in your career when you're going to be the only one who maybe believes in you. Like you may say, hey, I want to be an actor, and everyone in your family laughs in your face. Or people tell you why it's not possible. And they don't mean to kill your dream, but they are killing your dream. And you've got to get out of that space, of that radio space, and not listen to them, and just double down on believing it's possible, see it, and then let go. And then aim in that direction. And you just keep getting up, you keep getting up. That's what a fighter does. They get up, they get up, they get up, and believe that there is a way, a star with your name on it.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Judith. So, one last question, and I'm gonna let you go. We're all gonna follow you to your table. What is the YouTube channel? Can we subscribe to it right now?
It is
Pull out your phones.
Judith Hoag. That is on fire. My Instagram is Judith Hoag Official. My Facebook is simply Judith Hoag. I dabbled in TikTok, but it's such a rabbit hole for me. Like, I could go there. I have to set a timer if I get on TikTok. Like, here's 15 minutes, because otherwise, an hour of your life has just disappeared and you don't know what happened. But on my channel, and I do a lot of stuff with fan stuff. I've done a lot of Ninja Turtle content, Halloween Town content, and then I do actor inspiration kind of content. And I'm doing a series right now with NECA. We're doing April and April for this year. And the cool thing that I'm going to be doing on Tuesday, NECA has done the Universal Monsters. Back in 1992-93, they did the Universal Monsters Ninja Turtle mashup. They've done it again, and now I'm going to be April O'Neil as the Bride of Frankenstein, and I'm going to be showing people sketches, and I might even have a figure this Tuesday. I'll be live on Instagram. I'm not sure if I'm going to do an Instagram takeover on NECA's site, but you can find me Judith Hoag Official, and I'm going to be dropping some news.
That is our panel, Judith Hoag.